8.3 is on adjective clauses, and it's been a while since we did a grammar lesson, so I encourage you to look back at your notes from 8.2 and 8.1 because your warm up, you need to define what a phrase is, and we worked on those in the last lesson. Let's pause the video and try and define phrase. You are correct if you said a phrase is a group of words used as a single part of speech. So last lesson we learned about prepositional phrases, infinitive phrases, and this lesson we're going to move on to clauses. So another fact about a phrase is that it has no subject or predicate, and that's the main difference between a clause and a phrase. So pause the video and read the top of 144. This is all basically review. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. The subject is who or what the sentence is about, and a predicate is what they are doing. It's the action. An independent clause can stand alone, meaning it's a complete thought, it's a complete sentence, but a dependent clause cannot stand alone. So pause the video and read those examples. Here's my own example. Since I turned 18, I am now considered a legal adult. So the first part is a dependent clause. It has a subject and a predicate. That's why it's a clause. I turned. It has someone doing something, but it can't stand alone. Since I turned 18, right? You need more information. I am now considered a legal adult. That is an independent clause. It can stand alone. It's got a subject and a predicate. Now they define adjective clause. It describes a noun or a pronoun, just like an adjective, but it's a group of words. It's dependent, meaning it can't stand alone, and they typically begin with relative pronouns such as who, whom, which, whose. Oops, I put which twice, or that. And they relate to the antecedent in the independent clause, so that's who the pronoun is referring to, and I'll show you an example. Carly, who plays professional basketball, tore her ACL this year. So this is the dependent adjective clause. It's describing who Carly is. Carly is the antecedent. It is who this who is referring to. Okay? So that's pretty much it for the lesson. We're going to do exercise 1, number 1 through 4. It says identify the adjective clause in each sentence. Name the noun or pronoun that the adjective clause describes. So number 1, people are fascinated with the history of surnames, which is another word for last names. So I found the word which, that's giving me more information about the noun surnames. So the adjective clause is which is another word for last names. And the noun that it's describing comes right before its antecedent, which is surnames. Okay? Number 2, an online phone directory is a place where you can find surnames from a wide variety of ethnic groups. So the adjective clause is where you can find surnames from a wide variety of ethnic groups, and that's describing place. Number 3, oops, I already showed the answer. Genealogists, whose job is to study family history, can also supply information about last names. So, whose job is to study family history is referring to the genealogists. It's describing them. And number 4, genealogy is a study that interests me. That interests me is describing the word study. Your job is to do exercise 2 on Google Classroom. Please let me know if you have any questions.